Good morning, buzzers! It is Thursday. No idea what date it is, I'll have to look. It's the 5th of November. It's bonfire night. I'm Mike and this is Good Morning Buzzers. It is just a friendly chat at 7:30 AM UK time every single day of the week between me, you and a group of friendly buzzers watching on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, mostly on the Buzz 50 homepage, and lots of people also in the Good Morning Buzzers chat room, where you are also welcome to join us. And if you do, you will be with and sharing the company of Carrie May, Chippy, Fee, Fleur, Rose, Gaz 55, Jeff C, Pronto, Red 5, Sasquatch, and Viv Huff. Morning to you all. The clock's chiming 7:30 AM UK time. Could be whatever time it is wherever you are. We'll probably find that out later with international roll call. Do come and join us. We are a social networking site for seniors over 50, but you don't need to be a member to watch this and join in. You do need to be over 50 to join the site, and it is completely free. We've got forums, chat rooms, social networking, games, quizzes, all sorts going on. And today we have got a lot of things going on. Birthdays, and happy birthday to Christine, very long-standing member of Buzz 50 and a chat room moderator, does a lot for the site. Happy birthday to you, and we'll look at other birthdays in a minute. And we've got Fleur is with us again. Oh well, Fleur, you weren't with us yesterday and you weren't well. Hopefully you're getting a bit better. Pony's here saying get well soon. Get well soon, Fleur. Get well soon, Fleur. And we'll be doing Spot the Difference in a bit, and it may or may not involve Pony. We've also got Identify That Voice. Here's the new voice. Yesterday's went. Who is this? Yesterday's was Daniel Radcliffe from Harry Potter, and who was a guest by? Doesn't matter.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming, and I started to realize.
New points now for Identify the Famous Voice and Name That Tune. And it's 10,000 for each of them now, but I've ceased and stopped the sending 10,000 to a friend if you guess it live, because that was getting very complicated and a little bit confusing. So we've got an extra 10,000 buzzer points now, which go to Identify That Voice. That's the voice. And you can
when I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming, and I started to realize.
You can either identify the voice by calling in on one of the numbers here. Let's just sign out of the wrong Skype and get into the right one. And do call in. Don't wait for me to ask you to call in. Oh, do wait. Call in now. Call in anytime. It's great to have people call in. We were talking earlier, we were chatting before the broadcast in the Good Morning Buzzers room. And we were talking about whether we can get a famous person to call in, as well as buzzers. So do call in, even if you're not famous. You will be famous if you call in, because you'll be broadcast live. That's the right Skype coming on. You'll be broadcast live around the world. Demi Moore, says Viv Huff. Guessing that voice. Vera Lynn. Let's have a listen to it again, says Pronto. Vera Lynn.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming.
No,
I started to realize.
Oh, here we've got a guess here. Good one. Hugh Grant. Let's have a listen to it again.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming.
Could be Hugh Grant.
I started to realize.
But it's not. Boris Karloff, says Jeff C. Can you identify that voice? Can you name this tune, which is a tune from a movie or a series of movies? I nearly read it out. Now, I don't think that was guessed yesterday, but if it was, and I've modelled it up, I've got another one lined up. So 10,000 buzzer points for that. 10,000 buzzer points for Identify the Famous Voice.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming, and I started to realize.
Chippy's saying it's Miller. No, it's not Miller. Miller is up and about this morning. I can hear her clinking around. I took her a cup of tea earlier, and she has sent in some funny photos this morning, live from her bed, from her iPhone. We'll be looking at those in a minute. Viv Huff is saying the music is James Bond. No. Mr. Blue Sky saying the voice is Meryl Streep. No, sorry. Carrie May is saying Doris Day. Sorry, no. Jeff C, did we read that out? Boris Karloff. No, we have also got this morning the Buzz 50 joke off. 2 jokes going head to head. Only one can win. And hopefully you'll vote 0 to 10 for each of those. Do send in more jokes, please. Do call in. I've got the phone ready. It's ready and waiting. We're waiting for someone to call in. Meryl Streep, says Viv Huff. No. As Mr. Blue Sky also said Meryl Streep. No, it's still not Meryl Streep. So we've got the jokes. We've got What Is This, which is a close-up photo of a household object. See if you can identify that. No points for that. So you might say no point in doing it, but it's just a bit of fun. This is all this is. If you've joined us for the first time today, or if you're watching this recorded, it is just a friendly chat at 7:30 a.m. UK time every day, where a group of buzzers, that's members of Buzz 50, get together just for a chat, just for an interactive few games and so on. Julie Roberts, says Viv Huff. No. And we've got in the Good Morning Buzzers room now Carrie May, Chippy, Fee, Fleur Rose, Jeff C, John P, Mr. Blue Sky, Pronto, Red 5, Sasquatch, Ty Mike, and Viv Huff. It's hard to think of clean ones, lol, says Pronto with these jokes. Google for jokes, find some, send them in. If you send them in, whoever's written them, you get credited with the winning vote. We've got a saying from Unique. We've got Pravin's interesting facts yet again today. And this one's about microwave ovens. We've got Spot the Difference, where something in the room is going to change when we come back. We have got Who Famous Have You Met? We were talking before the broadcast about phone-ins and if we could get someone famous phoning in. Do you know anybody famous who would be prepared to phone in? Or do you know the relative of a famous person, or perhaps the cleaner? Perhaps if you know a famous person's cleaner that can phone in live, or a really famous person. Mike, you handsome devil, says Viv Huff, who is watching on a very small screen and can't see all my ugliness and wrinkles and so on. Yeah, watch this with your eyes closed. It looks a lot better. We have got money-saving environmental tips from Fleur Rose. So we're going to call this Fleur Rose's Tips. Got a certain ring to it there, Fleur Rose's Tips. We're going to have a quick look at the maps. We've got international roll call, birthdays, never forgetting that it's Christine's birthday, apparently today. That was a little birdie that told me that. I've written on her wall. She's not listed herself as it being her birthday today. So let's see if it is. And welcome to new members. Let's do joke number 1. So here's that tune again. Before we do joke number 1, it's a tune off a film. It's worth 10,000 buzzer points, as is this voice, a very famous person.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming, and I started to realize.
And this is, oh, Quiet Mouse 1 has come into the Good Morning Buzzers room. Jeff C's wife is related to Harry Seacombe. Well, if you can get her to phone in, Jeff C, give me a call, send me a message. We'll arrange for her to call in and we'll talk about Harry Seacombe. Great guy, great singer, comedian from the Goons. And so I've got a fantastic Goons clip, must play sometime. The watch one, the time one. Okay, here is joke number 1 as sent in by a buzzer, but we won't identify. Don't say that quick, Mike. Fleur Rose's Tips. Right, okay, here we go, and we'll have a look at Fleur Rose's Tips later. A dog accidentally, if you get ready with votes from 0 to 10 for this one. No minuses, nothing over 10. A dog accidentally strays into a jungle. A lion sees him and thinks, I've not seen one of those before. That would be a tasty morsel. As the lion approaches, the dog is a bit worried, sees some bones next to a tree and starts chewing them and says, boy, that was some tasty lion meat. The lion stops dead in its tracks and skulks away. A monkey up in a tree sees the whole thing and, wanting to keep on the right side of the lion, relays the whole story to him and what has really gone on. The lion and the monkey rush back to where the dog was. Seeing the two together and a little bit more worried this time, the dog paces backwards and forwards, shouting, I never should have trusted that monkey. It's been over an hour now, and he's still not got me another lion. Clever. Clever dog, hey? We've got guesses coming in for the tune. We've got Viv Huff waving to Mouse. Lol says Quiet Mouse, waving back. Predator says Mr. Blue Sky. Cameron Diaz says Fleur Rose. The producers, this is a mix between the voice.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming. And I started to realize.
Tune. Ghost Carrie. Oh, where are we? I'm lost in all of this now. Predator says Mr. Blue Sky. Cameron Diaz says Fleur Rose. No. The producers know from Viv Huff. Carrie, Viv Huff, no. Ghostbusters, Viv Huff, no. Lol, Carrie, no, it's not lol. Percy says Viv Huff. The Virgin Soldiers for Viv Huff. Confessions of a Window Cleaner. You're clutching at straws, Viv Huff. Bambi. Then her 8 says Jeff C. for the dog, lion, and monkey joke. 4 says Pronto for the same joke. A Space Odyssey 2001 says Viv Huff. No. 7 says Fleur Rose. 4 says Quiet Mouse. 1. 4. 1. 1 says Fee. Fee. You should like joke number 2. Chippy gives us a 5. Carrie May joins him with a 5. Viv Huff goes 1 lower at a 4. Michael Jackson for the voice says Jeff. Jeff, are you listening to the same voice?
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming.
Oh, I get it.
I started to realize.
Wow, I get it. No, it is a woman, but it could be, couldn't it? 6 from John P. 1 from Sasquatch. Sasquatch is from Australia. Now, most of us on here aren't from Australia, but some of us are. We need to understand that in Australia, they have a sort of an upside-down sense of humour. So 1 may well mean 10. Jennifer Aniston says Fleur Rose. Goldfinger says John P. for that tune. Mr. Blue Sky gives that joke a 3. And Glow 55 has come into the Good Morning Buzzers room. And welcome to you and good morning to everybody else. Speak up, says Jeff C. I'll get my ear trumpet. I will do joke number 2 in a bit. So joke number 1 so far is averaging out at, let me just get that right, I had 2 in a row, at 4.7. Not a bad score. Not a bad joke. We'll find out who sent it in. Sleeping Beauty, says Viv Huff, presumably for this tune here. Then we'll go and have a look at the site, look at a few things on the site. Then we'll come back and something will have changed in the room, which we call Spot the Difference. That's it. Played a bit more there than I'd intended to. And here's the voice.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming. And I started to realize.
Finally managed to get onto the live room, says Glow 55. Yes, we still haven't sorted YouTube out with the typing there. Rocky, says Viv Huff. No. Yay, Glow, says Viv Huff. Well done, Glow, says Jeff C. YouTube still not working, Glow. I know. I will put some time aside today to run the YouTube live chat and then do it somewhere else. I tell you what, 5 o'clock today. Anyone that's about 5 o'clock today, 5 p.m. UK time, I'll put an announcement, send a message out. We'll play around with YouTube and do a live broadcast. We'll just do a sort of a messing about one. Perhaps we'll look at a few things on the site that I'm not going to be able to fit in this morning, such as looking at how to make friends and how to use the maps. So we'll do that later. Ruby Wax says Glow 55. No, it is not that voice. Let's switch to the site. Sometimes this breaks everything. Hopefully today it won't. So I'm going to click there. Click screen share. We're going to dive into the Good Morning Buzzers chat room. So I hope you're all well dressed and behaving yourselves. Here we are, live in the Good Morning Buzzers chat room, where we have Mike, that'll be me, Carrie May, Chippy, Fleur Rose, Glow 55, Jeff C, John P, Mr. Blue Sky, Pronto, Quiet Mouse 1, Red 5, Sasquatch, Ty, Mike, and Viv Huff. And what we're going to look at here, these are photos sent in this morning live by Miller, who's feeling a little bit better but has a bit of a headache still. So we called that 111 number the other day. This is getting a bit about me and Miller now, isn't it? And they said, go and see the doctor. Miller didn't want to, but we'll give the doctor a call this morning and see what's going on. And I'll tell you how our doctor system is working another time. It's very, very good. Here we are. Look, here's some funny photos. Do not stack. This end up. Look at the way that door handle's been put on. Look at that. Left, right, the wrong way round. There's a photo of Asia on a T-shirt. Very good. Someone's come third position, there's the film 48 Hours with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. Stopped. And look at those drawers. You'll never open those. Ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard. Dentist assault. The suspect is first name, last name, and look at that toilet seat. I've not seen the others. We'll save those for another time. Very good. Thanks for sending those in, Mila. Mila forwarded those from someone else, and of course that's what you can do. We'll leave it sitting on the toilet seat there. You can probably guess that I'm wandering around the room doing something on Spot the Difference. Do call in if you've got those numbers written down. We've got this sent in. Now, this was sent in by Unique from India. Bruce Barton is a famous, I think, American. What was he, Bruce Barton? I think he was a writer. And let's have a look. He was a writer. Who's an author, an advertising executive, and a politician. Nothing splendid has ever been achieved except by those who dared to believe that something inside of them was superior to circumstance. So rather than sitting back and saying, oh, well, it was going to happen, wasn't it? You've got to think, no, I'm going to sort it out. And here we go. This is, what is it? What is this? A close-up picture of? Can you type that in and we'll have a look at it if we get the answer right. It's a close-up picture of part of a probably daily used household object, daily used by most people. Any ideas at all? Let's go back into the chat room, see if anyone's guessing anything there. I'll have a look at my list, then we'll go back to the site and we'll do joke number 2. And is there anything that I was going to do? I'm just reading down the list. Pravin's interesting facts we can do when we come back, and money-saving environmental tips from Fleur Rose. Okay, let's switch back to me. And I'm still waiting for someone to call in. And don't forget, if you can think of anybody, I'll put this on the forums, who a famous person who might phone in. They don't have to be too famous, or somebody who knows a famous person, or works for a famous person, or used to work for a famous person, to call in and tell us about them. And if you want to call in live now, do. And then you can either chat to me and I'll relay a message. You might want to say happy birthday to someone. Or you can go on speakerphone and say it yourself. And if you don't feel like doing it today, have a think about it for doing it tomorrow. Or maybe 5 o'clock today. 5 o'clock, we're just going to do a really messing about, relaxed one of this while we try and play with different things and get things going. And we'll see what we can do. So do join us then. We'll announce that. Washing machine switch, says Fleur Rose for that. No, it is not. Let's have a quick guess to see if you can name this voice.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming, and I started to realize.
And can you identify this tune from a film? Oh, and have you spotted the difference yet? For all about that. Has anybody spotted the difference? On top of a picture, Pony, says Fleur, and absolutely right, here on the top of the picture is Pony. The noises you heard when I was looking at the site and showing you things on the site was in fact Pony galloping around the room, trotting I suppose, and jumping on various things, and he's ended up there, or she. I've never actually looked to see if Pony is a he or a she. Perhaps we should do. And I shouldn't really, should I? That's something that I really shouldn't be doing. So we'll work that out another time. Pony on top of picture, says Carrie May. Bette Midler, says Jen. No, it isn't. But you're going in the right direction, I think, there. Pony on top of picture on top right. Yes, my left, your right. Fleur Rose get it first. Sink Plug, says Sasquatch. No, it isn't. Harry Potter, says Pronto. No. And here we have Fleur Rose's tips. Not something possibly we should be showing pictures of, but we'll talk about this. Great idea from Fleur Rose. I'll put something on the site about this. James Bond Octopus, he says, Jen. No. Hi, Mike. Thought about an idea for a show. What about a daily slot of eco tips, says Fleur. I cut a plastic drinking water bottle in half. You know, those big plastic bottles. Use the bottom half for cleaning paintbrushes. Yeah. Whenever I want to clean a paintbrush, there's nothing about, I will save a plastic bottle just for that and put it in the shed outside. Growing cuttings, etc. And the top, that's the bit with the lid, leave the lid on and use it as a propagator for plants, like mini greenhouse. Maybe Pony would like one of those. When it's hot, you can take the lid off to let the air go through. That's very good. Great idea. It would be good to have household tips daily. Very good. Yes, if you can send in tips as well as everything else we're sending in, that could be really useful. Now, we also do, let's do joke number 2. and then we'll do Pravin's facts. Okay, here we are. Joke number 2. Barbara Streisand, says Jen. Film the Bird, says Quiet Mouse. Queen Elizabeth II, says Viv Huff. No, 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 no. I'm back. Wait, says Fleur Rose. Barbara Streisand, says Jen, for this voice. So let's have a listen to it.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming, and I started to realize.
No, sorry. Cher, says Jen. Lady Diana, or Deanna, says Fred 5. Hi, Witch. Oh, Singular Witch has joined us. And no, we haven't got a clock yet in here. Happy Guy Fawkes, everyone. It is Guy Fawkes Day. It is bonfire night. Are you doing anything special for that? That's a great idea for the greenhouse, says Jeff C. Waves to Witch, Viv Huff, that was that. That was the famous voice. This is joke number 2. Pronto's left the room. Very interesting. Right, here we go. Here is joke number 2. Couldn't help but overhear. Pronto's back in the room. Good. Couldn't help but overhear 2 guys in their mid-20s while sitting in the bar last night. One of the guys says to his buddy, "Man, you look tired." His buddy says, "Man, I'm exhausted. My girlfriend and I, we have sex all the time. She's after me 3 or 4 times a day. I just don't know what to do." Fellow, aged about 70, sitting a couple of stools down, also overheard the conversation. He looked at the 2 young men and with the wisdom of years said, "Marry her. That'll put a stop to that sort of stuff." Very good. Joke number 2. Let's have some votes out of 10 for joke number 2. No 0s, no 11s, and then we'll find out which the winning joke is and who sent it in. Video stopped working again, Mike. When it's working for me, it might just be you. Dreadful accent there, Mike, says Viv Huff. I don't even know what the accent was. It was just a slightly different voice. Whoosh, and she's joined. Quiet Mouse has left the room. Singular Witch is crying. Oh, no clock. What can we do about a clock? We should be able to do a clock somehow. 10 from Jeff C. 6 from Fleur Rose. 10 from Chippy. 3 from Viv Huff. That's a big range of votes, isn't it? People's interpretation of what that joke means must be slightly different, possibly depending on past experiences. Nobody's called in. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Me neither, Mike, says Viv Huff. Let's have a listen to the voice again. The voice isn't going to go today, I can tell that. We'll listen to a bit more of it tomorrow.
When I was 12 years old, I was kind of daydreaming, and I started to realize.
1 from Sasquatch, 4 from Joppy. Sasquatch is Australian, as I mentioned earlier, and I expect other Australians or people who know Australians can back this up. They have a slightly upside down sense of humour. So it's a 1 from Sasquatch, a 4 from Joppy, a 5 from Carrie May, a 5 from Jen, a 6 from Blue Sky. No vote in yet from Pronto, who's normally quite quick off the mark. Interesting. A 5 from Pronto, middle of the road. Well done, Pronto. Ghostbusters, says Viv Huff. I'm guessing that Viv Huff is for this. So don't forget, I mentioned earlier, we're going to try and get the YouTube live chat working as well later today. Come along, whether you're coming to the Good Morning Buzzers chat room or anywhere else, 5 p.m. UK time, and we'll do a messing about, trying things out, phoning in, using YouTube, one of these. Can you identify this tune? Don't think it's going to go. Going to have to give you a clue tomorrow. And let's have a quick listen to interesting fact. Now, this is called Interesting Facts. Have we got all the votes in there? Yep, last one was 5 from Pronto. Tina Turner, says Jeff C. Liza Minnelli, says Viv Huff. No. Judy Garland, says Viv Huff. No. Sash, did you send that in? Says Jen. Minnie Mouse, says Viv Huff. We'll find out who sent those jokes in a minute. And do send in some tips, some eco tips, that sort of thing. Let's have a look, see if we can find... Pravin. Now, this is interesting, this. I think I'm going to have to put this on the forum because these are supposedly Batman, says Mr. Blue Sky. Interesting facts. Do type in. Let's do international roll call. That is, where are you from? What time is it? Type it in, phone it in, send me a PM on the site if you like. And the answer... And the... I'm trying to multitask. I can't. This here that I'm going to read out is what Pravin has entered as interesting facts. Do send in jokes, facts, so on and so forth. Whether they're facts or not, I'm not sure. He says a microwave. A microwave destroys the essential nutrients along with vitamin B12. A microwave gives rise to carcinogens if you heat food in plastic. Microwave changes blood makeup, reduces red blood cells and increases white blood cells, and cholesterol level, alters the heart rate. If you're the type that experiences chest pains and irregular heartbeats, stop using microwave food immediately. Russian government, we'll check this with Miller, has issued a warning of the health and environmental hazards of microwaves. Now, how's that? That's what Pravin says. Are they facts or fictions? Good. Welcome to the Good Morning Buzzers room to you, Jane. And so we have in the Good Morning Buzzers room now, and let's do international roll call. Where are you from? And what time is it? We've got Carrie May, Chippy, Fleur, Rose, Glow 55, Jane, Jeff C, John P, Jen 22. We have got Mr. Blue Sky. We have got Pronto. We've also got Sasquatch, Ty Mike, and Viv Huff. It's 7:55 in Essex for Viv Huff. Knaresborough, the centre of the known universe. We asked for an internationally famous person to call in, and in fact, Chippy is from the centre of the known universe, where it is 7:55 a.m. singular, which is goal. Jane, Viv, higher, hugs back. Jeff C, Blue Mountain, 60 kilometres west of Sydney, Australia. Warmer today where Pronto is in his man cave. It is 8 degrees centigrade at 8:55 a.m. Bye, says Jen. Jen, got to feed the dogs. I'm late. You're a bit late, lol, says Viv Huff. Wolverhampton, England at 7:55 a.m. Singular, which is back in the Good Morning Buzzers room. Oh, lol, says Jane. Fleur Rose is from Bury, or is it Bury, in Lancashire, where it's 7:56 a.m. 6:56 p.m. Sasquatch is from the home of the kangaroo. Wonder where that is. Furrows, 7:56. A little bit late with the time, but better late than never. Inception, says Mr. Blue Sky. If that's a guess for one of the competition, no. Brittany, 08:56 is where singular, which is. We had two jokes. We had joke number one, which was Patrick's joke, and it scored 4.7. And so that means it was in second place, because joke number two managed a very respectable 5.36. Joke number one was the dog straying into a jungle, 4.7 from Patrick. Well done, Paddy. But joke number two with 5.36, the two guys being overheard by the old guy in the pub, scored 5.36 and was sent in by Pronto. Almost a clean joke there. A little bit cheeky, but I think it was worth reading out. I think we've done everything that we were going to do. We did happy birthdays. Other happy birthdays that we've got on the site here are today. Happy birthday as well as to Christine, and happy birthday to you, Christine. We have got... it'll get there eventually. And do say your goodbyes now, and I'll read them out. Goodbyes to you all, wherever you are from in the world. Do come and join us later at 5 o'clock today, where we're going to do a messing about one of these, where we try out all sorts of different things. Happy birthday to Firefly, Rick2045, Garth, and Ali Cat. Let's play a little bit more of the background music as we fade out. I think that should be a bit quiet now, yeah. I will have a look, see who's saying goodbye and if there's any last minute jokes. Pirates of the Caribbean for that, says Viv Huff. The Horse Whisperer. Viv is going through every single film that she knows in the world. Staffordshire, England, 7:46 a.m. is where John P is. So goodbye to you all. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you know anybody who might be interested in a little bit of company at 7:30 a.m. UK time every morning, do send them. Ty Mike's left the room. Bye all, and thanks again, Mike. Bye for now, says Jeff C. So I think we did everything that we were supposed to be doing. We'll be back again 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Ella Fitzgerald, says Chippy, for that voice. No, it isn't. So goodbye to you all. Bye all, and everyone else, says Mr. Blue Sky. Bye all, says Chippy. So it's goodbye from me, and see you 5 o'clock later today. If you want to come along, I'm sure Miller will be about that. And if you can't be along then same time tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. UK time. And bye, says Viv Huff. And goodbye to you. Good morning, Buzzers.